Good morning, friends and customers. Today we're going to do what's called a swale. And the reason why we're going to do it is because there's a lot of water runoff from the back of this hill into these people's swimming pool. So occasionally when they get a super hard rain, what will happen is you get a lot of mud and dirt and debris and leaves and all that types of stuff in your swimming pool. Had the same type thing happen to me at my last house, but we remedied it by doing a swale. There's several different types of water diversion, especially water runoff diversion. You can have a swale, which I'm going to show you what it is. Basically what it is a indentation, so when water runs off of a hill, it'll run into that trough and be diverted away from the house, but in this case the swimming pool. You can do drainage that runs into a basin and then out through typically a 4-inch pipe. You can use berms, but basically that's a buildup that'll gradually taper back and divert the water to another direction as well. One of the most common things that we have going on right now that we're doing is we're burying perforated PVC pipe right below river rock. And then the river rock itself has some sort of a swale in it itself. So you have two types of diversion there for that water runoff. You have a decorative side for it for these 4 to 6 inch river rock. And underneath it, you've got a perforated pipe that gathers the water. And then it really performs in two ways. You know, it's aesthetically pleasing to people when they look at it, but on the other side, you know, it does the job. It does a very good job. French drains are, you know, a lot of people talk about French drains. In my opinion, French drains probably does a better job at diverting water that's groundwater. You know, water is saturated in certain areas, and but it can catch some runoff as well. But I'm actually experimenting with one right now that I've just recently caught on to, and it seems to be pretty effective. I'm still going to test it before I start using it with my customers. But every one of the drainages that we've talked about thus far is talking about strictly horizontal drainage. This is a vertical drainage. Basically, I'm going to kind of really rough it out for you and tell you what that is. You dig several holes that are, you know, I'm planning on doing 12-inch holes. Dig down as far as you can till it hits that, you know, till you hit your rock. And when you hit the rock, you stop. But that hole may be 24 inches, it may be 48 inches. At that point, you fill that full of the landscape fabric, fill it full of rock, and then you put your sod right back over the top of it. So if you've got water that's standing in one area, what you can do, it'll naturally drain into all those holes and leach out. It's sort of like a septic tank. It'll leach out all of that water and allow it to drain properly. So I'm going to get out here and show you what I've got going on with this particular project. I plan on being done with it in maybe 4 hours. We'll see. But we're going to put a swale in today, so hang with me. As you can see from this angle, there is a big, huge slope. Big slope from the back of the property. I'd say it's probably 125 to 130 feet. And it slopes straight down to the swimming pool. The house is quite a bit lower than what the top of that property line is. We've already called Arkansas One Call. They've come out and marked already. Basically what we're going to do is, and laugh at me if you want to, I have to mark it somehow, I forgot my flags, but we're going to put a swale from this pipe all the way down to there at the pipe at the end, and it's angled somewhat. So what will happen is when the water comes off of this hill, it will come down, it'll get into the swale, and it'll divert to the lowest part of that property. So I'll take pictures as we go. We're standing down at the very end where we had started today. If you'll see, any type of water that comes up from that high end down there will come down It'll come down into this well and it will exit out the low end, which is down there where a creek is at. In addition to, we went ahead and filled in some places where some dogs had chewed up. I thought, well, why not? I've already got the machine here to save you a lot of work. So he already had a big pile of dirt already over there. So we fixed him up there. And then over there, we leveled it up by about 5 inches. Still slopes towards the low end. So that's exactly what we want. Great project, happy with it, and I'm pretty sure the customer will be as well. Have a blessed day.